Hey everyone, Ranger Liz here with a quick-ish review for episode 1 of Power Rangers Dino Fury. Just premiered this morning. It's about 3:50 in the afternoon now, and I'm getting to sit down and make this. And I've really only got about to watch it once and little bits here and there. But overall, man, I loved it. I think it was a great way to set up the season, and I'm hyped. So let's get to it without further ado. Episode 1, Dino Fury. Let's get to it. Starting off, we meet Amelia with an awesome scooter with a bunch of paranormal stickers on her. I'm like, and I love her already, although her hair should not look that good when she takes that helmet off. It's not physically possible. We meet her boss, Jane, who's all about, this is why I love it. It's like a media agency. It's social media, and they're making videos on things and reviews, and it was just insane. And I'm like, yes, this is current. This actually feels modern. This feels like something that's happening now, and not, a school where we're like, what grade are they supposed to be in? We have no idea why are they learning addition at this rate? Ooh, we've had some bad seasons on things like that, right? Right. But this one definitely seems more in reality and in the current moment. And Amelia, I really have already okay, I like her. I do have to point out real quick that there's this shot from whenever Amelia and Jane walk into Buzz Blast, from basically where they look away at the screen for her lipstick thing. It's all one shot. It's over a minute. There's so many components. You see the entire building. I was a little blown away because that just isn't something I guess I usually even see on kids TV that I have to watch a lot. So that was just well done all around, all of the extras and everything, all the moving parts. That was really cool. From there, she goes on to Dinohenge and runs into Ollie, and she shoots him with a net. I electrified nets. That could be the new thing. Maybe that's going to be the new shovels that we've had for so many seasons in the past. I don't know, Ollie. I mean, it was looking a little shifty, but I guess if I was looking through a shaky GoPro on a thing, then maybe I would also think he was a ghost. But she shoots him with an electrified net, and I'm like, that's cool. Whatever. They do not hit it off well, but I love Ollie's snark. I do. It's just there's a little more dry humor in it. Yeah, I heard online this was the best place to get electrocuted by nets. 5 out of 5. Oh, that is not it. I love it because it's putting it on par with other shows that kids are watching nowadays. And I'm like, oh, I am enjoying the writing. I'm laughing. My daughter didn't really laugh. She didn't really get it, but that's fine. I got it and I laughed. My daughter, however, she is 4. She also loved it. She loved the fighting. She loved the theme song. She was running around with the morpher. She was having a blast, so I know it's hitting with its target demographic. She loves the music, too. Really loves the music. And that's another, I just gotta mention the music real quick. I do love the theme. After hearing it enough times, I love it. But I love electronic music. I'm a big fan of just dance, and hearing it with the 8-bit, it's just stuff that I already listened to, and I'm like, oh, this could have just been a new track that someone sent me, except they mixed it with a Power Ranger song, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. So I've been digging it, and now hearing it more and more, the background music, no Go-Go Power Rangers in the background, no Go-Go Power Rangers orchestra, it's just original music that fits in with the theme, this electronica swirliness of energy, and I'm really digging that. It's just different. So woohoo for that. Once we get there, we get to meet Ollie's mom, Dr. Akana, and it's nice that, hey, somebody actually has a mom, and there she is, and she's smart, and she's got all this stuff set up to talk about Dinohenge, and Amelia introduces herself. Then we also meet the park warden, Garcia, who we're wondering, is that going to be Javi and Izzy's dad, because their last name is Garcia, and let's be honest, they don't normally give people last names in the Power Ranger universe unless you need to know, or they're a core ranger. But that's probably going to be there, so it's okay, how many people are going to be involved? How many more adults are going to be involved in this Dinohenge knowing of, and yeah, so it's a little cool. Still can't place right now, we have Amelia, who admitted to have 3 years of karate. Ollie had 3 years of karate and 6 years of fencing, which will definitely come in handy. I'm not sure how old they're supposed to be, but they're definitely not seeming like anything talking about high school, so that's just another breath of fresh air that we are not going back to, like, hey, let's have 5 teenagers in high school again. But I swear if by episode 3 they all end up at the same high school together and they're walking the halls, I'm going to flip this table. Don't do it to me. Don't do it to me, please. Now, this whole thing gets set up because Ollie's mom is this archaeologist and has put a drone up, checking out the area below, did some scans, and boom, huge earthquake thing kind of happened, and then park warden, and then, okay, go ahead and pack up Ollie. We have all the data we need. I'm very intrigued to know where that is going to go with having maybe Izzy and Javi's dad and Ollie's mom. Ooh, lots of fun that could be there. So once she packs up, Void Knight shows up. Nobody knows he's Void Knight at this point, but runs some scans and basically destroys a path down to this chamber. Now, I hadn't said it before, but Ollie's mom did notice there was a chamber in it. Void Knight goes down there and they follow. Amelia's like, hey, this is the stories. I'm just going to follow. And Ollie's like, I guess I will follow too because I'm not chicken, which, I mean, I guess that's a good enough reason than any. So they go down, see Void Knight is searching for some sort of energy source, and boom, opens the door and old lizard. First off, I am a dinosaur, not a lizard. Second off, wow, that is rude. I'm not old. I love that dinosaur. Solon. Had to go back and watch that one. There was just so much in this, and I don't want this video to take too incredibly long, but there was the fight, kaboom, they end up morphing. I don't want to be like, it kind of reminded me a lot of like Beast Morphers in the initial fight, but honestly, it's just a lot of seasons end up setting up the way that they fight and they end up getting their powers, so that's just what it is. But overall, it was a really great fight. I love the choreography. I loved this civilian fight. I loved watching our unmorphed rangers, pre-morphed rangers actually fighting on the screen, and overall, just very excited with it. And also, henchmen, I really like the pun on that, and I also like that they crumble, like, into rubble, and I guess maybe that's because they were supposed to be, like, their training soldiers or whatever, but I don't know if they're going to continue that in the footage, but I really did dig that those guys were just crumbling in their feet. It just made it feel, like, more real, I guess, in this awesome base spaceship. There's definitely be a lot of parts to it. I can't wait to see all the different rooms and compartments. And they end up almost stopping Void Knight. However, he finds the Sporix. The Sporix is going to be these powers, and they end up unleashing everywhere, of course, as you'll see. And I do love the feel of the Sporix, like the pulsing. I don't like it, but I really like it, and I think they're well done. And the way they just kind of crawl all over and they go hide, and it's like, oh, they're going to be coming out whenever, and you have to be ready. And I'm like, I've seen this before. Lilo and Stitch TV show. Oh, but I love this premise that, like, everybody's just gonna be out looking for Sporix before they get big, or as soon as one randomly shows up. So that's a really neat premise, and I am super looking forward to that storyline and to see where that goes. So we have Dino Girl, so not Dino Dude, as I was saying, Dino Girl gets to unleash Zayto from a 65 million year cryo sleep. So Ollie and Amelia get saved. Zayto comes out, hits Void Knight. Sporix go everywhere. Void Knight runs, and now we meet Zayto. And you would think that this is enough, but that is only 17, almost 18 minutes into the show. From there, we actually learn what happened, and I feel like that could just be a video in and of itself. But the long story short is that the Sporix showed up, completely destroyed Zayto's planet. So he and, like, the other knights, which you get some really cool shots of, like, him as a knight. So they were defending their planet fell. They followed the Sporix to Earth basically had to team up with dinosaurs because the dinos were like, crap, like, we gotta help too, or this ain't gonna end well for anyone. You know what I mean? So they're teaming up, and all of a sudden, when it's you know, it's like, oh god, this is it, everybody's gonna go down. The Morphin Masters show up with their dinos, and their dinos are all surrounding them, and they're like, oh no, this is not gonna end well. And the Morphin Masters come out and basically like, hey, we heard your call, so we're gonna help you. Boom, you're all fused with the souls, whatever, of the dinosaurs, and now you have dino powers, and now you have Zords, and you use them, and you gathered all the Sporix up, and then they put them in a sealed container that apparently wasn't really locked. It was buried underground, but again, like, you would have thought they'd have like a password or something in it. That's fine. That's fine. Unfortunately, and in a really interesting, like, oh, okay, he mentions his former team, and they're all like, well, hey, you won. And he was like, no, this isn't a victory you celebrate. He's like, the rest of my team was lost. And you're like, oh, so Zayto was like the last remaining one of them, the other 5. And we did get to see a little clip that had the Gold Ranger in it. Well, he'll come later. But whenever they had, you know, the Morphin Masters, you did get to see shots of all 6 of them. Although 6 was kind of hidden, you know, behind. Like, they won't show that full footage until Gold Ranger's been revealed. You know, I mean, you know they filmed it, but... Anyway, the Morphin Masters thing absolutely blew my mind. I was already enjoying it. I was already having a great time. And as soon as it happened, I just went, what? And, you know, my, again, 4-year-old's watching with me, and she's like, what? Like, she has no idea who the Morphin Master is. And this is great because she's 4. She doesn't care, right? This is what I was saying in my hopes and everything for Dino Fury, was that they can keep it to where fans like me go, what the hell? Like, they just threw out Morphin Masters on us. I have to break out my Beyond the Grid comics because I'm very rusty with Morphin Masters. But that freaked me out. She thought it was really cool that these, like, awesome looking people came out of a portal and gave them. She doesn't know who the Morphin Masters are, and she doesn't need to know at this point. She's 4. But this kind of writing, this kind of stuff was exactly what I was saying I am hoping for out of this season, and that's just give us the calls back to the older fans, the people who've seen all of them, and yet the 4-year-olds enjoyed all of it. I laughed at some of the jokes that she didn't get. She laughed at certain things I didn't laugh at, and we both had a fantastic time. And that's why I'm really looking forward to this show, and I hope it stays. Like, I hope it can continue as this, and because just, again, I have high hopes for it. I would give it a 5 out of 5, simply because I enjoyed all of it. They barely use any Sentai footage at all. There's a whole new world. There's just a new world to explore. And I am super excited. I am dino hyped to be able to watch it and to be able to share it with you guys. And yeah, and hope give you guys some other insight of what other fans think. And I'm also really excited that I get to share it with my daughter, who enjoys watching Power Rangers with me, which is, I mean, it's like the best thing in the world. She's like, Mommy, we buy that Power Ranger thing? No, sweetie, we already have it at home. You just forgot. Oh, okay. All right, guys. Well, I got to get editing this, speaking of, so I can get back to my family and enjoy my Saturday. I hope you guys have a fantastic day whenever it is. And if no one's told you today, I love you. You are awesome. And I'll see you in the next video. Toodles. Ow.